All right. Happy to be back with Rachelle. And sometimes I wish I just had this whole thing being recorded, but Rachelle and I are going to talk about the connecting skill, choosing kindness. And for me, the moment of inquiry starts with how can I act kindly in this situation? And that awareness and that choice is something, Rachelle, in your field, in your caretaking, that you and I kind of got into an awareness that all of these connecting skills um, are interconnected, right? Not any one can be leveraged at any different time, but I love your perspective on how for you choosing kindness comes first. Can you speak a little bit about your history and patient connection where this was?
Sure. Yeah, just having patients that aren't comfortable uh, or upset or frightened. Choosing kindness for me is the very first step because it's a conscious choice that I make when I see someone that is agitated or uncomfortable. I would choose kindness first because, you can ignore it and you can just let it ride, or you can choose to actually help the person, which is kindness.
Wow. You know what's so great for me to be the guy that gets to have some of these conversations is that what I heard is you are already empathetic to that person, and that's the part that you can control, right?
Yeah.
So part of our connecting skill, if we're operating from a centered place, the reality is I can't make another human be centered, but what I can do is reach out with kindness. And just within your description there, I heard you basically operating from an empathetic perspective about what they might be feeling, and then that was the part that you could actually do. So I appreciate that, and that's why it's fun for me. Also, can you tell me a little bit more about why you think you were experienced success, and not to pat your back for you, but obviously you were speaking
Oh,
the thank yous and the connection that did happen in service, right? And people going above.
yeah. It was very, very rewarding. I I always wanted to go to work because of that. It wasn't so much the job; it was the people, and I think it made a big difference for them because of actually caring about how they were feeling, how they were experiencing our time together, and then improvements to their health, hopefully. I was doing sleep studies during this period, so uh, if a person ended up on the breathing apparatus at night, they had to follow through with that. So having the whole thing be a positive experience helped them to stay on track
Mm.
with their treatment.
Right. Well, and as you speak, my father's had is that a it's called sleep apnea, right?
Yes, that's exactly what it's called.
So
Yes.
I know all too well that, and for him and for any person that's been in care, right? It's really people like you that do the connecting that I'm actually feeling healed, right? So through connection, too, there's a dimension of I know I get something out of my service, and
Mhm.
so I know that the patients and people who come to you through your choosing of kindness actually are given things beyond what the sort of the mission at hand is, right? The sleep study itself. So
That's
uh,
the hope.
that's the hope, and I think that's a good way to end it. Is we can choose kindness, we can operate from a centered place, and move into connection, which is part of that healing in and of itself. So I guess too, I want to say thank you to people like you and all the service
Yeah,
providers doing the work, and thanks for sharing some time with us.
you're very welcome.